Hey everyone, welcome back to Cosmic Life Astrology. Today we're talking about the week of April 29th through May 6th. And I apologize, I am running a little behind my normal schedule. This weekend I was tapping into that Mars-Neptune conjunction a little too much. We are currently trying to dig up a new garden, and I was doing a lot of the labor myself, and you know, in fashion, I was tapping into that Mars energy to get it done, and that Neptune energy has definitely exhausted me. So let's dive into the energy throughout the week, so you can get a feel for what's going to be flowing for most of the week. And then I'll brief you on some of the day-to-day transits that you may or may not feel. Some people do, and some people don't, but the bigger energies at play, most people do feel. So throughout the week, we have Jupiter and Uranus still close together. They are starting the week 2 degrees apart. By the end of the week, they'll be about 3 degrees apart. Their energy is still very strong. Their influence is strong. And this conjunction is a great opportunity to make opportunities for yourself. You know, we're talking about both of them being in Taurus, which, you know, wants that grounded, stable fronting on whatever creative or financial endeavors or love endeavors that you have. And with Jupiter being, you know, a fortunate and good luck charm in this conjunction, it's definitely an opportunity to have a change in luck. So use it while you can, because Jupiter is going to be moving quickly into Gemini by the end of the month, and you know, then it'll take on a different energy. We have, as of today, Venus entering Taurus, which is great because Taurus is one of the signs that Venus rules. So she is home and she's functioning at her best, and she is going to be focusing on what we value in love, money, relationships of all kinds, helping us tap into our creative spirit and opportunities that we may want to pursue, and just overall feeling, you know, this would be a great time to, you know, take some kind of retreat or plan some kind of luxury spa day. You know, the energy of Venus and Taurus is all about comfort and luxury and wanting the best of the best. So while she's in Taurus, you know, you may find yourself pampering yourself more often, or planning those vacations, those getaways. You may be making changes in your money that are very fortunate, and your relationships could take on a more sensual energy. If you're not in a relationship, this would be an energy that could help attract a very sensual partner. And we also have Mars entering Aries, which is also, you know, an added bonus to this. And Mars is home in Aries as well, so he's going to be forging ahead. What Mars has been working on in Pisces, he's going to integrate so he can move forward in Aries, and he's going to go forward in full steam. And we have both cosmic lovers in their home turf, so they are going to be benefiting us in, you know, what we're pursuing, what our passions are, you know, what our values are, you know, whether it's love, money, or relationships, or, you know, career opportunities, whatever it is, you have a lot of favorable energy to forge ahead. We also have Pluto going retrograde this week. I don't think that Pluto's retrograde is very strongly felt by most people. During Pluto's retrograde, there's more introspective changes. When Pluto is moving forward, we're having to face fears, or having to, you know, rebirth something. You know, it depends on where it is in your chart at the time, but it's forcing change. It's forcing us to, you know, dig the ground up underneath us and, you know, plant better soil. And when it goes retrograde, I think all of that deep work is slowed down, and we take more of an introspective look at that work that was done to see, okay, you know, is this what I expected it to be? How do I integrate this new, you know, rebirth into my life, my vision for myself? Not many people notice Pluto's retrograde, so I wouldn't be too concerned about Pluto switching gears and moving back, especially at the beginning of its retrograde. I think we'll maybe feel it more when Pluto actually retrogrades back into Capricorn, because it will be sitting at an anaretic degree of Capricorn. And I think when it's at 0 degrees Aquarius and then 29 degrees Capricorn, that's when we'll feel the energy even more. But until then, I think, you know, we'll just see a slowdown of things that need to be transformed, and taking a more observative approach to, okay, now that I did all these changes, you know, am I integrating it into, you know, my new visions and my new projects and whatever it is that you were working on, you know, how is it flowing, right? And we also have Mercury sandwiched in between the North Node and Chiron all week, which I find it to be really interesting because Mercury just went direct last week. And I think this is symbolic of the whole retrograde cycle. You know, we saw conjunctions to the North Node and to Chiron during the pre-shadow period and during the retrograde period, and now we have it during the post-shadow period. So it's, you know, Mercury being in between both of them all week is very symbolic of Mercury saying, okay, now that I got through this, now that I got through what it is I was working on during the retrograde cycle, it's like it's taking a look at where the North Node is pulling it forward, and the healing work that it was doing during that retrograde cycle. Essentially, since mid-March, Mercury is now looking at what's transpired since mid-March, that I've healed, that I've worked on, that, you know, was brought up to my attention to be healed, and how is it that I'm going forward from everything that I worked on during that time, everything that I reviewed, everything that, you know, I reconsidered or took another look at. I think, you know, we had a lot of things that came up during the retrograde cycle, and I made a separate video for that, so you can check it out on my playlist. But it's like the final look that Mercury is having this week of where it's been and where it's going. And so now going into the day-to-day, today we have Venus entering Taurus. Yay for Venus. Everything's luxurious and loving and beautiful when Venus is in her home sign. And we have Mercury making a semi-sextile to Saturn. I feel like this is part of that whole look back that I was talking about. You know, it's like Mercury is looking back at that Saturnian work that it's been doing, right? And on Tuesday, we have the moon conjuncting Pluto in Aquarius, and that can bring up some deep emotions, maybe even some fears. We're talking about Pluto, so it likes to dig things up from underneath, things that we may not have seen or expected. But this is happening in Aquarius, so I think there will be more of a need for individuation. Many people may find themselves needing to separate themselves from other people and just kind of take a time out, because that energy can be very heavy and it may be somewhat draining as well. And then after it passes a conjunction to Pluto, it's going to make a conjunction to Mars. So when the moon conjuncts Mars, it's going to say, okay, now, now that I got through Pluto, I'm ready to move ahead. So it'll be an added boost after maybe a need to, separate ourselves to observe our deep-rooted emotions or fears, and then, is given an opportunity to, proceed and move forward with our emotions, right? We're talking about the moon. It's very emotional. On Wednesday, we have Venus in Taurus making a square to Pluto in Aquarius. And let me stop right now. This whole week, we have a lot of connections to Pluto being made right before its retrograde, which is very interesting. It's as if Pluto is saying, hey, I'm not going to go out without a bang. So it's like a testing point with Pluto this week. So when we have Venus squaring Pluto in Aquarius, we're being tested on our love, our finances, our creative pursuits. And there could be some challenges that come along with this, because we're talking about a square aspect, which can be challenging. It requires change and compromise. And Pluto is kind of forcing Venus's hand in, okay, maybe you need more freedom. Maybe you need, to change your values. It may be a very testy day on Wednesday. So, be mindful of what may come up. Understand that a square is forcing you to change or compromise in some way. So whatever does come up, you just need to work through it. On Thursday, we have the moon in Aquarius squaring Jupiter in Taurus, and this could also bring some challenge for the day, because the moon squaring Jupiter could be very big emotions, maybe overwhelming emotions. But we're talking about an Aquarius moon, so Aquarius is not very emotional. They're an air sign. So this could be people talking about emotions that maybe are a little grandiose or over exaggerated, right? On the other hand, there could be a potential for needing to express one's individuality and uniqueness. There could be a rebellious energy to this Aquarius moon square Jupiter in Taurus, because Jupiter expands things, and we're talking about Aquarius moon. So it could be expanding someone's need to rebel, need to, shy away from what's expected of them, a need to separate themselves and, do what it is that is true for them, right? And on Thursday, we also see Pluto go retrograde. So again, we have a couple of hits during the week to Pluto before it's retrograde, kind of like a testing point before Pluto takes a step back from all that transformation work that we've been doing. On Friday, we will see the moon conjunct Saturn in Pisces, and this is a more stabilizing emotional energy, right? We're talking moon and Saturn. Saturn's very stable and slow and not flying off from their emotions. It's very okay, a strategic approach to whatever emotions you have, right? And with this, we're also going to see both of them make a sextile to the sun in Taurus. So it's as if Saturn is saying, okay, this is what you feel you need to do. It could be, you know, visions that you're having or creative projects that you're coming up with. And it's highlighting the need to take a slow, steady approach, with Saturn being in the mix of that. We also will see Venus make a trine to Juno, and this will be transpiring over the weekend, Friday through Sunday. And I found this interesting when I was taking a look at all the energy for the week, because, you know, for one, Venus trine Juno is a very positive, loving energy. Juno is the goddess of commitment, and your ideal partner, right? And Venus making a trine to her is highlighting, you know, what it is that, you know, you value in a partner, or what you value in your commitments, because Venus is in Taurus now. And making that trine to Juno, this could be a very stabilizing energy in where we're committing to, or who we're committing to, or any projects that you're trying to create. This will bring opportunity with a trine. But be careful with trines, because they can be so easy that it causes people to be lazy, and maybe miss out on an opportunity. So if you do see something come up, grab the Taurus bull by the horns, so to speak. Don't let it pass you by. On Saturday, we'll see the moon conjunct Neptune in Pisces. This could be a very dreamy, romantic energy. So this would be ideal for a date night. And, you know, we see later on that the moon will also conjunct Mars in Pisces. Mars in Aries. So it's like, you know, the moon conjuncting Neptune, creating that dreamy energy, that romantic, you know, visions, and very intuitive energy as well. Let's not forget, Neptune is very intuitive, very much tapped into the spiritual realms. And the moon is also intuitive too. But when the moon, after the moon conjuncts Neptune and then moves on to conjunct Mars, I feel like that dreamy energy then gets a boost to take action towards it. So it's like we're getting some kind of motivation to take action from those visions and dreams and intuition. You could be getting intuitive hits during this time, where something just comes to you and you go for it. And then on Sunday, we see the moon conjunct the North Node, which is further igniting being emotionally driven, and, you know, feeling a need to take actions based off of what it is we feel intuitively. We will also see Mercury make its final conjunction to Chiron. And this is, you know, that last look at what we've been healing, what came up during the Mercury retrograde cycle for you to heal and process and move through so you can move forward. And we're not going to see this happen again. This is the last conjunction. So it's like another where have we been and where are we going kind of energy, you know? And so this week is a very positive week. We have two of our personal planets moving into their home signs. We have Mercury making some final steps and look backs at where he's been and where he's going, and trying to move forward based off of some of the lessons learned during the Mercury retrograde. We have Pluto taking a step back and starting its retrograde on Thursday. And we still have Jupiter and Uranus giving us a lot of favorable energy. So we have some easier energy to get through this week, opportunities for looking back and integrating things in a couple different areas, because we have Pluto making connections a few times throughout the week to different energies that's going to help us integrate what Pluto's been having us transform. So I hope this helps you navigate the week's astrology and what to expect. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. Stay tuned for more videos. Please feel free to share your comments. I respond to all of them. And stay tuned for more. I'll be back. Have a great day.